I want to talk a little bit about prescriptions and side effects of prescription drugs and over-the-counter drugs, things like that. For many years, the medical system and the pharmaceutical industry screamed to the FDA, look, you got to hold these guys that sell vitamins and minerals, got to hold their feet to the fire. I mean, they're not having to be as responsible as we do for drugs, and we want to see their annual adverse events reports like we have to do for pharmaceuticals. And so in 2007, the FDA started reporting the adverse events reports for supplements, nutritional supplements. It came out in 2008 and said in 2007, there were 600 adverse events reports for vitamins and minerals. No deaths. People get rashes from too much niacin. People would get diarrhea from too much vitamin C and that sort of stuff. Fast heart rate from taking in too much guarana, an herb you find in energy drinks. No deaths. That same year, 2007, there was 485,000 adverse events reports for prescription drugs. You heard it, 485,000, almost 1,000 times more. Okay, just about 1,000 times more of the adverse events reports for pharmaceuticals, prescription drugs. Then, in 2006, there was a report came out. This is a national story where they looked at prescription errors. They're not talking about side effects of the drugs. They're talking about the pharmacist who fulfilled the prescriptions, the physician who wrote the prescription made some error in either dosage or mixing it with other drugs they shouldn't, and so forth. And these types of prescription errors annually in the United States alone is 1.5 million fatalities and permanent injuries. 1.5 million fatalities and permanent injuries from prescription errors, either by the writing or physician or the fulfilling pharmacist. Pretty scary. Well, then what I want you to do is look at prescription drugs. What do they do for you? Well, they can relieve symptoms, many of them. There's always side effects. Oftentimes the side effects, negativity, really exceed the benefit you're going to get from it. And they report that. They even do it on television, but they do it with nice music and butterflies flying around and kids running through pastures with flowers, and everything seems nicey nice when they're saying one of the side effects is death. Okay? With the exception of antibiotics, antibiotics do cure strep throat. You can cure syphilis with penicillin. You can cure bacterial meningitis with penicillin. You can cure pneumonia with antibiotics. And you can actually cure rheumatoid arthritis with antibiotics, okay, because it's an infection with a bug called mycoplasma. Well, with the exception of antibiotics, there's not a single prescription drug that cures anything. All other prescription drugs, other than antibiotics, just treat symptoms. Now, there's no law requiring a doctor to cure you when there's a cure available. So they treat you. They'd rather treat you for 25 years than cure you in 3 weeks. There's no law requiring them to cure you when there's a cure available, so they don't. They make more money by treating you over a length of time than they do curing you in the short term. So I want you to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics. It's my newest book, Epigenetics. And it looks at all the diseases the doctors say, we've got to treat this forever because it's a genetic disease. You'll never get better. And most of them we know are, all of them are preventable with nutrition, either at the embryonic stage or even post-natal after you're born. But certainly, this nutrition thing, either birth defects or things like diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which they say you have to treat forever because you can't cure it. It's a genetically transmitted disease. It's nonsense. It's a simple mineral deficiency. We've known it for 70 years. Same way with arthritis. Arthritis is not genetic. High blood pressure is not genetic. Heart disease is not genetic. Alzheimer's disease is not genetic. But doctors will tell you they are just so they can treat you for 25 years. Because if they were to say, yeah, it's curable, but we'd rather treat you, you're not going to do that. Say, I want the cure. What do you mean? You're going to treat me for 25 years and you're going to cure me in 3 weeks. And so once you get a hold of the book, Epigenetics, it will be a revelation. The subtitle is The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. You can't name me a disease that is said to be genetically transmitted by doctors, right? You can't name me one that isn't preventable, reversible, or manageable with nutrition. And all this is in the book Epigenetics. This is going to change the way people look at their doctors. This book is going to change the way science looks at research. This is going to change the way that medical doctors practice, because now they're going to know that you know. And for them, that's very scary. They've had 100 years where they kill, injure, and infect 15 million people each year in America alone. Medical doctors each year in America kill, injure, and infect 15 million of their customers at their workplace. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody loses their licenses. Every doctor gets a walk. What if commercial airlines were to kill, injure, and infect 15 million of their passengers every year? Nobody would fly. What if a fast food restaurant were to kill, injure, and infect 15 million customers every year? Nobody would eat at that fast food restaurant chain, right? But everybody keeps going to doctors because you just can't believe it's that bad. Well, I urge you to get hold of the book Epigenetics. It gives you the whole history from the beginning of time, how physicians have really, really messed us up. Now, most recently, of course, for war reparations, the Germans had to pay Europe and the Allies for the cost of the war. What did we get for it? We got pharmaceutical companies and medical doctors and all of the data they accumulated when they murdered 60 million people and chopped them up and did experiments on them. We got the data in exchange for giving them a pardon, and most of them became professors in medical school. The Nazi doctors became professors in medical school and set up practice in your hometown. That explains a lot, doesn't it? Stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, I've got a Fox News story here that is headlined, "Free Drug Samples Come at a Cost to Patients," according to a study. They say dermatologists tend to prescribe more expensive medications when they also give patients drug samples, according to this new U.S. study. And it was led by a Dr. Alfred Lane. He's a senior author here from Stanford University School of Medicine. And he says, if you're a patient who receives a sample, you may perceive that your doctor is giving you better care because it gave you a gift, he said, but your doctor may have increased your medical costs by giving you that sample. He's addressing fellow dermatologists and says you have to realize that these samples are making you write more expensive prescriptions. This new study was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association's Dermatology, and according to Dr. Kenneth Katz and colleagues at Kaiser Permanente in Northern California, says in 2011, the drug industry gave out $6.3 billion, that's billion with a B, in samples, and that's in dollars, at least dollar cost. They say in principle the samples are intended to be beneficial to allow patients to try a drug before filling the prescription, and they give it to poor patients, and it gives them access to costly medications. They say the studies have pointed to troubles with the practice of giving samples, say they're not always reaching the neediest individuals, and their potential for influencing a doctor's prescribing habits. Doctors may not fully explain the drug's use and risks to a patient as well as a pharmacist would. And this Kaiser Permanente in Northern California has a strict policy against giving away samples and other conflicts of interest. And at Stanford, doctors have been prohibited from giving patient samples since 2004. And for the new study, they compared 2010 prescription data from the first-time acne and rosacea patients at Stanford's electronic medical records, and they compared that to a national database of dermatologists and found that the dermatologists in the national database gave about 25% of its patient samples with their prescriptions. Also found that 21% of prescriptions given by doctors in the database were for less expensive generic drugs compared to 83% of the prescriptions that were given out at Stanford. And they go on to say the top drugs prescribed differed markedly between the academic medical center and the practices of the national database. 9 out of the 10 drugs prescribed by practices in the database were expensive branded and branded generic drugs. Samples were given to about 1/3 and 2/3 of the prescriptions. Dermatologists in the national database prescribed an average of $465 worth of treatments per visit, compared to $200 per visit at Stanford. According to Lane, he says it wasn't their intention to call for doctors to throw out all of their samples. Instead, it was to make people aware of the connection between samples and prescribing practices. So once again, doctors are just trying to line their pockets at the expense of the patient.
We're exactly right. And I want everybody to have a CD called Deadly Recipe. It goes into this sort of thing. And that's a nice figure, $9.3 billion in samples every year. Wow. Yeah. That is wild when you think about it. And, of course, I'm sure that was the retail price they were talking about rather than their cost. $9.3 billion, you know that they're expecting to get $500 billion. They're expecting to get $500 billion back in exchange for that kind of gifting. And, of course, they're willing to give out $9.3 billion in samples. Guess what the doctor got? I mean, he gets a Mercedes in his driveway. He gets free cruises. This guy's getting his continuing education paid for by the pharmaceutical companies. And besides, he has these little sales girls coming by in their little hot pants taking him out for dinner, and who knows what else. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Savannah, Georgia. And Trina, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Trina, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I was calling. My husband has to have surgery for nasal polyps on next week. He's always struggled with sinusitis and allergies, and this will be the second surgery that he has had over the last few years. So I was wondering, is there something that he can take or do to prevent him from having the surgery? Can we cancel it and try to, try something that's more natural?
Okay, those are good questions. How much does your husband weigh, Trina?
He weighs about 230.
Okay, and how tall is he?
He is about 5'9".
Okay. Does he have any other issues? Diabetes, arthritis, back problems, skin problems, eczema, dermatitis?
No.
Any bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea, bloating?
Diarrhea every now and then, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'd suspect that he has a chronic gluten intolerance.
Okay.
And that's why these things keep coming back. His surgery doesn't solve the problem. It might give you some temporary relief by removing them, but they're going to keep coming back until we get to the basic root cause here. Very good that you're checking that out. So I'd get him on a gluten-free diet. That means yourself and mother-in-law and dogs and cats and birds and fish, everybody in the household's got to be gluten-free. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. It also can keep him away from fried foods, processed meats with nitrates, nitrites. That means things like deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, because the nitrates in there are very irritating and inflammatory, and they cause polyps in the colon, they cause polyps in the nasal sinuses and nasal passages. Would also get them off of all oils. It means no olive oil, coconut oil, margarines, mayonnaise, celery, cooking oils. If he eats canned fish, you got to be packed in water, mustard, tomato sauce, not oil. And then at 230 pounds, I'd have him take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 1 full dose of each of the products at breakfast. 1 full dose of each of the products at dinner time. And all of that would be accomplished, of course, by the 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. But also, I would give him Immortalium. I'd give him 2 of those twice a day, 1 bottle a month. And this is also for anti-inflammatory, for supporting normal healing and normal maintenance of cells. And then I would also throw in something like our triple treat chocolate. And have him take 6 pieces of that a day, 2 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's going to help get his ORAC points, his antioxidant points above 100,000 a day. But it also has all this antioxidant and all this anti-inflammatory stuff in there. And let's give that a shot. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, let's head to Oregon. And Nadia, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Nadia, you're on the air.
Hello, my name is Nadia, and I'm calling about my mom. She's having congestive heart failure. She's 84 years old, and lately she's been developing a lot of water in her system. And she was admitted to the hospital Sunday with about 20 to 25 pounds of water. Mm-hmm. And she, today, I'm in the hospital right now. They are going to discharge her. And but it took a lot of time to take this water off. She's in a 160 milligram of Lasix.
I get the picture. Can you tell me how much she weighs without the water?
Without the water, she weighs about 140 pounds.
Okay. Does she have any other issues like diabetes or kidney failure, arthritis, dementia, Alzheimer's disease, anything like that?
No, her kidney function is 1.4.
Okay.
It's a little bit less than was before, worse than was before. But it's still during the hospital time, she was about 1.4 the whole time.
Okay.
She has asthma, but it's a manageable.
Yeah, and I mean, has she had asthma for a long time?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
But when the more water comes to her system, like it's not the
Okay.
breathing. But
Okay, got your pen and paper?
I can.
You can remember?
Try.
Okay, listen. You say they're discharging her from the hospital today?
They are discharging her today. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at 140 pounds and her age, 84 years old, I would give her one healthy brain and heart pack per month. One healthy brain and heart pack per month. I'd cut it in half, give her a half a dose of each of the products at breakfast and dinner. I would also give her the de-stress capsules. I'd give her 3 of those capsules twice a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That's specifically a supplement program to support and promote healthy cardiac function when you have congestive heart failure. I've actually given that to many, many people, and their doctors, their cardiologists, take them off the heart transplant list, take them off the congestive heart failure medication. It's kind of amazing. Okay, that's the de-stress capsule, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That's 2 bottles a month in addition to 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. I would also put her on a gluten-free diet. She has a gluten intolerance. That's why she has asthma. I'd get her on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates, nitrites. It means no deli slices, no sandwich meats, no sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, none of that kind of stuff. No oils. That means absolutely no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarines, mayonnaise, salad dressings, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. That's what's usually the underlying cause of asthma is the gluten intolerance because they can't absorb the nutrients that are necessary to prevent asthma. So if she's on medication, just watch her as her symptoms get better, less accumulation of fluid. This is going to allow her, when she goes back to see the doctor, they can wean her off her medication. The doctors will do that as her physiology improves. Give us a call every couple of weeks, Nadia. We'd like to hear how your mom's doing. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, let's head to Spokane, Washington. And Michael, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Michael, you're on the air.
Yes, Dr. Wallach. It's an honor to speak to you. I was listening to you on Benny Hinn, and talking about reversing diabetes and kidney disease.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, 2 days later, I went to the doctor, and he diagnosed me with third-stage kidney disease and severe high blood pressure. He then referred me to a urologist who has scheduled me for surgery next week because I guess my bladder is not emptying, and he doesn't want this to digress, so he wants to,
Okay, well, let's stop there a minute. Do you have a back problem, lower back problem?
No.
I'm not talking about back pain. Do you ever get stiff back?
Oh, a little bit. I just...
Yeah.
Not that I...
Do you ever get up at night to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Severely.
There's all kinds of reasons why people can have a bladder that doesn't empty, whether they're male or female. One is degenerative disc disease in the lumbar area because the internal branches of the sciatic nerves control the bladder. And they will determine whether or not you have urgency. You're walking like, oh my gosh, I got to go to the bathroom before you can get someplace. You pee in your pants, or you go. Yeah, you have. Absolutely. Yeah, you have a back problem. You don't necessarily have to have pain when you have a back problem. Have you shrunk any since you were 20 years old? Have you shrunk in height?
No.
Okay. No. You want to measure yourself. Check that out. Do you have any skin problems? Any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No.
Okay. Any bowel problems? Any constipation or diarrhea?
Well, I've had constipation problems because I was a pastor for 35 years.
Well, that'll give you constipation.
Yeah, and some more. But I went through. I got colon cancer.
Okay.
Third stage colon cancer, and I went through hell with that, with the chemo and all that. To make a long story short, I came out of it. The Lord brought me out of it. But I went through the drugs and the chemo, and they took a third of my colon out.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I had problems with constipation, and, ever since then, I've had problems with constipation. But
Okay, well, here, I think I have the picture here. I believe you have a gluten intolerance. You have chronic constipation on and off, and you begin to get degenerative diseases such as degenerative disc disease, which can result in atrial fibrillation, fast heart rate, palpitations. You can get high blood pressure from kidney disease. You can get kidney disease because, do you know what your creatinine is? You know what the number is on the creatinine level?
2.5.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you got the beginnings of some kidney failure, but there's nothing wrong with your kidneys. When you have kidney failure, there's nothing wrong with your kidneys. What it is the afferent arteries that carry the dirty blood into the filtering units are plugged, and you can't get the dirty blood into the filtering units. And so the creatinine level goes up, not because there's anything wrong with the kidneys, it's just they cannot do their job because the source of the dirty blood has been shut off. Okay? What do you weigh here, Michael?
218.
218, all righty. Okay, Shar.
Yes.
Okay, we have a fellow here with high blood pressure. He's got kidney challenges. He's got a back problem, has a history of colon cancer, which may have been even colitis. It may have been something like Crohn's disease. And the doctors are calling it colon cancer because they needed some money. Who knows? I've seen this. I just seen this happen the other day, where I went in and looked at it, and of course the guy didn't have the cancer the doctor said they did. And there's a big hoo-ha going to happen over that one because they're going after the guy's money as opposed to doing the right thing by him. They're over-diagnosing him so they could get the surgery. Okay, so at any rate, what would you do for this guy who has a history of cancer? We'll assume that's correct, with a little skeptical eye. Kidney disease, they're talking about doing surgery on his bladder, back problem, high blood pressure. What would you do?
Well, I would definitely give him the Ultimate Daily to get the kidney thing straightened out, and I would give him 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs 2.0 because they got the selenium in there and all the other stuff for the cancer to prevent it from happening again.
Okay, and what would you do? What would you do about the degenerative disc disease?
Oh, he needs glucogel for that, for sure.
Okay, super job. Okay, so Michael, you got your pen and paper out. As Shar said, I would have you take 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. That's going to allow you to have 3 of this selenium at breakfast and dinner. And all this is in the 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs. 3 of the selenium at breakfast and dinner. 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner. 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. Also, for the high blood pressure, as Shar pointed out, I'd have you take the Ultimate Daily tablets. You want to take 3 of those twice a day. That's 1 bottle a month, and they're going to support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries and support and promote healthy blood pressure. And also, because the little afferent arteries are plugged in your kidneys, this will, again, support healthy blood flow through the kidneys and improve kidney function. It's imperative that you're on a gluten-free diet. You have many symptoms of gluten intolerance, including the constipation. When you start having 4 or 5 major different diseases in a short period of time, invariably you're not absorbing nutrients because of the gluten intolerance thing. So you got to really stay away from it. Everybody in the household, spouse, mother-in-law, dogs, cats, anybody in the household has got to be gluten-free because of the cross-contamination in the laundry, the food preparation surfaces, the couch, everybody watches TV, and the bed. All right? And then give us a call every couple of weeks. I want to know your blood pressure. I want to know how your, don't forget the 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'll be the 2 bottles of glucogel, 2 large bottles of glucogel. And that is to support and promote healthy maintenance repair of the disc between the vertebrae, push them apart, take the pressure off the roots of the internal sciatic nerves, and that will reduce or eliminate the peripheral neuropathies causing bladder not able to totally empty, incontinence, where you're going to not make it to the toilet, have to get up at night to go to the bathroom. There's all kinds of stuff happening there. If you think you have an enlarged prostate, wouldn't hurt to throw in the ProstFX. 3 of those twice a day would be 2 bottles a month. And call us every week, if you would, Pastor Michael, and let us know how things are going. Okay, Doug, do we have time to start another one?
Yeah, we could head to Kathy in Texas. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Kathy. You're on the air.
Dr. Wallach, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't even know where to start. I have had, in the last year, I don't know how I did it, but I had a torn meniscus, and they went in there and repaired it and removed some, and then it wouldn't heal, and so they finally did another MRI, and I had the same problem. They did it again. I still can't walk.
Okay, well, hang on. We got to run to one of these message moments. We'll be back with you. Get your pen and paper ready. Char and I will be back, and we'll tell you what to do here after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Young Junior and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to Texas and Kathy. How much do you weigh, Kathy?
168.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'3".
Okay. And let's see here. Do you have any other issues other than this meniscus?
Oh, yes. I have chronic back pain. I have fibromyalgia, gout, osteoporosis, high blood pressure, IBS.
Okay, stop there. That's enough. That's enough. Okay, Char, this is a Char thing. Irritable bowel syndrome and all this other stuff. What she got?
Oh, yeah, she's got an extreme gluten intolerance.
Absolutely. And what would you do for the back stuff and the meniscus? I mean, you've actually seen me regrow meniscus when they've actually had them totally surgically removed, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, the healthy bone and joint pack.
Okay, 158 pounds. I'd go a little heavy with her. I'd take 2 healthy bone and joint packs, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs. That's for the meniscus, the back problems. What would you do for the high blood pressure, Char?
Ultimate Daily.
Ultimate Daily, 3 of those twice a day, Kathy, as 1 bottle a month. And again, drop dead gluten-free. I mean, with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, you have a severe gluten intolerance. It will reduce your efficiency of absorption of all nutrients. And that's why you have so many problems. That's why you're not responding to the surgery, because things just keep getting worse, keep happening again and again and again, because you're not absorbing much in the way of nutrients to repair anything or maintain anything. So it's imperative, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And if you don't know all the hidden places, which most people don't, I'd get a hold of that CD called Serial Killers. It goes into all the hidden places that you have. Give us a call every couple of weeks. We want to know your blood pressure. We want to know everything that is resolving your back and meniscus and so forth. The 2 healthy bone and joint packs will also come each with a wide mouth jar of CM cream. You can put that topically on your knees or your back, any place else you have discomfort and pain, and you're going to get relief for 3 to 4 hours. And then do give us a call. Okay, Doug, how much time we have left here?
We got a little over 2 minutes here.
2 minutes. Okay, well, I'm going to ask Char something here. We'll have everybody else call us again early next week. Let's see here, Char. Charmaine.
Yes, hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
You've been with us for 25 years. You've been taking the products for 25 years. You've seen a lot of miracles out there on the road. And we can help people after they're in trouble, but it takes more effort, and people get skeptical and so forth. What would you tell people who aren't sick? Would you say, well, wait till you get sick to take the products? What would you tell people to do if they don't have something that they go to the doctor for?
Getting sick is like digging yourself out of a hole. I mean, when you met me, I was perfectly healthy. I never had anything wrong with me. I was always into prevention. And that's how I pretty much met you and decided you had all the answers. And I'm definitely glad I did, because as far as I'm concerned, you know more than anybody out there.
Okay, well, you're very kind. But the important thing is you were doing, sort of what you could do prevention-wise. You were taking some supplements before we met. Yeah. Then you started taking the longevity products. And it's been 25 years, Char. Think about it. 25 years. You just a couple of weeks ago, how old did you turn? What was your birthday?
April 7th. I just turned 71. And I honestly have not been to him. I don't have a doctor. I had a gynecologist. He died. I haven't been to
Only dead doctors don't lie.
Exactly. I haven't been to a doctor for being sick. I don't have a doctor in over 25 years. And I really don't want to go to one, because all they know how to do is cut, drug, and burn. And I'm not going to take any drugs, so that's out of the question. So
well, there you go.
So, yeah.
And so your advice then is to take the 90 before you get sick, and then you won't get sick. So if everybody out there is like Shar and me health-wise, the medical system will be real humble, won't they? Well, thank you so much, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.